Aloha, Andy. We're here on October 29th at the Hendlin Chiropractic Health Center, and you had offered to share some of your experiences here at the clinic and with your own chiropractic story. How'd that start?
Let's see, I arrived here, I'm a pilot for UPS. Don't look like it today, but I'm a pilot for UPS, and I was injured on an airplane taking a bag out of my aircraft, and I herniated my L4 and L5 disc, and what happened is I lifted the bag out of the airplane. I actually fell down to one knee and I couldn't get back up. I had to have the other two pilots help me back up. And basically what happened was after coming to Dr. Hendlin's office and getting an MRI, which everybody wanted the MRI to see what was wrong with me, I found out that of course I had a herniated L4, L5 disc. So the herniation was very much like this herniation on this. Doc showed me what it was, and it was pressing on my sciatic nerve, and that was running all the way down my left side of my leg. And what happened was I couldn't sit because the herniation was on the front of my disc, so I could not sit down. And with the inability for me to sit, of course, I couldn't fly. So what happened was I flew back here to Kona, and with a couple of options. First option was, of course, I knew it was going to be a workman's comp issue because I was injured on the job, so I got on the internet and found Dr. Hendlin's office. Contacted Dr. Hendlin and told him what had happened, and he bent over backwards to get me into the office as soon as possible, which was that very next day. So I was able to come into the office. He pretty much diagnosed what was wrong with me without the MRI to determine what it was that was going on. And so I had had some previous experience with chiropractic. About 12 years ago, I had a herniation of my L1 or S1, L5, the lower disc as well. So I knew that chiropractic could work because that got me back up and going 12 years ago or so. So I thought I came in and give it a try. And of course, the doctors wanted to do surgery, and which is pretty common. All the doctors seem to want to do surgery, and it was a surgery candidate. This injury was. But after talking to Dr. Hendlin, we kind of came to an agreement that surgery would be the last option. Chances of surgery being successful were only 50-50, and the way I looked at it is that I would take my chances and see how chiropractic might work. So we got the MRI. We knew that the damage, how big the herniation was. It was a fairly large herniation, they said, and Doc started work on me, and we went for almost daily for a period of almost 2 weeks, coming in, including on the weekends, which Doc came in on. I don't know if you can expect that, but he came in for me on the weekends, and I noticed an immediate improvement from the get-go. So I was starting to get better from the get-go. I couldn't sit like this at all. I couldn't sit anywhere. I would squirm in my seat is what I would have to do. I'd have to get off my left cheek, so I couldn't, I just couldn't sit. So
When you fly, Andy, how far do you fly with the jets that you fly? Where do you travel to?
So I travel very long distances. Most of the flights I fly are over 10 hours. So I'm in the seat for upwards of 7 hours in the pilot seat. So for me, it was impossible. The thought of me being able to sit for any length of time. In fact, we tested over time. We tested to try to figure out, getting in the car, because the weird thing with me is that I could ride a motorcycle. I'm in my motorcycle cut today. I could ride a motorcycle because of the way I was sitting, because I was shifting my weight forward and not onto my butt. But in a car, as soon as I double over, as soon as I get that doubled over, I would press on that nerve, and then by about 30 minutes in the car, it seemed like at the beginning I couldn't even sit in the car to come down here. So
When you came back from that trip, when you first were injured, what country were you in at that time?
In China. I
Oh,
was
you were
over
in China,
Shenzhen.
okay.
Yeah.
And did you fly the airplane back from China?
No. So I was injured, and what ended up happening was I had to actually lay down. We have bunks on our airplane, so I came back on a UPS airplane back to Alaska, where I was able to get on a flight from Alaska to here, and on the flight from Alaska back to Hawaii, I actually stood up most of the flight.
So you weren't able to fly the plane at that point. You were laying down as much as you could.
As much
Okay.
as I could.
Yeah,
So
thank
I could
you.
lay down, I could stand up, but I couldn't sit. So that was my issue, is I could not sit.
So you had this large herniated disc, and we were able to work with that with our dedication, and you did a great job. You were oriented to get well, and so that worked out nicely. So what was the results, the end results on it?
Well, what ended up, I guess at about somewhere around 4 months, I remember the discussion was don't expect to be better for probably about 4 months is what we were thinking. And at about 4 months, I was noticing things were getting a lot better, so we started doing the testing, and that was could I drive to Hilo or not? And it was getting to the point where I could go longer distances. My dad passed away last year, so I had to get on an airplane then. That test was good on the way there. I did pretty well, and then on the way back, I didn't do so well. So we found out that there were still some limitations. So we continued chiropractic, and as well as swimming. I did a lot of swimming almost daily. I went swimming, stretching, tried some yoga, did a lot of things.
Yeah, you were holding up your end of the bargain.
Yeah,
for
doing
sure.
my part, because
Yeah.
I had to do my part to get better, and I wanted to get better. So at the point of about 6 months, I think we were ready to go back to work. And we were looking at just getting ready to go back to work, and I was doing some core exercises, trying to get my core back in shape because I couldn't do sit-ups and things. And I popped a inguinal hernia, which how would I expect anything like that to happen? So that delayed my return for a month.
Yeah,
But
so you had gotten deconditioned from
Yes,
not being able to
from
do
not
your
being
usual
able to do my
routine.
normal
Yeah,
exercise
yeah.
routines, because I'm usually in pretty good shape, and my
So-
core was in poor shape because of the fact I couldn't do those kind of exercises.
So that delayed us a little bit with that
but it was
hernia.
worked out perfect
Yeah.
as we discussed.
And
It
so
was
you've been
perfect.
back on flying now for a while.
Yeah, now I've been back since March, so it's been 6 months that I've been back to
Wow.
work now.
Okay.
And I've been back full tilt. Everything's good, no problems, no issues, and
You're able to exercise now and able to do all the things that you want to do. And
yep. Total success story. And we had the discussion about the surgery. If this didn't work, then the worst that would happen would be I'd have surgery, and then I'd have to take another 4 months off for surgery after the surgery. And we didn't even know if it would be good or not. It was a 50-50 shot. So my goal was to try the best I could with chiropractic. So it's a total success story. I mean, I'm back to work. My hernia is gone. We didn't do an MRI. We didn't need to because we knew everything was good. So now I fly my long distance flights and I don't have issues. Everything is good. And I just, Doc asked me to do this because actually I wanted to do this because I want to tell people that it actually does work. It's kind of important that people know that chiropractic does work. It worked for me twice. So I trust it completely. I don't trust surgery because I had too many friends, pilots, back injuries for pilots, especially long distance pilots, like what I do, is a fairly common injury. So a lot of them do the surgery or the shots, or there's all kinds of things out there. But I didn't want to go those routes. I wanted to do let's get it fixed instead of just treating the symptoms. I wanted to treat the core of what the damage was. So that's why we did what we did, and that is I got chiropractic treatment. We treated the actual injury, and freed everything up, and here I am today. So back to work, 100%, and in fact I'm going to work on Thursday. So, yep.
well, Andy, it's really been a pleasure working with you. You've got a great work ethic. You've been really done your part in doing the exercises and the stretches. And it's been really a joy to work with you and to see this large herniation on the disc and get you back into action again.
Yep.
And see you able to use your recreational activities again and
Yep.
keep a strong, healthy body. brings us a lot of satisfaction as well. So
Yeah.
it's really been a pleasure working with you.
Thanks, Doc. Yeah, thank you for letting me do this too, because I hope that I can encourage somebody to do the right thing instead of doing the wrong thing, taking drugs, getting surgery, doing all those things. Because as you know, at the beginning, the only thing I ever took at the beginning was a little bit of ibuprofen to get me through the first couple of days.
Yeah.
But then I was done with ibuprofen and we moved forward. So
Well,
off
you're-
of drugs and did it the right way. So
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Andy. Aloha.